Welcome to New Jump City, everybody, where we recap the week in American and Japanese sequential art. I am your host, Christian, the unbiased king. Aspinall, and joining me through StreamYards, it is the man, the myth, the legend, the tank top sage, not in a tank top. It is Joshua Gangsta Time Cole.
Well, it's called Partner, but it should be called Gangsta Time.
What's good, Chris? What up, everybody listening?
Hey. Also joining us, it is our Edgelord producer, Edgelord Big News, Brian.
Sup, nerds?
Hey. We're back on the internet, coming straight at you from the internet. Very excited. We got One Piece back this week. Very excited about that. But before we get into that, how are you guys doing this week?
Doing all right, chilling, maxing out. Relaxing.
I'm not doing great at all.
Yeah, we didn't do a pre-show
As a
chat.
Cowboys fan.
Yeah, we didn't do a pre-show chat show today, so we're gonna spend a second so Josh can grieve the Cowboys this week.
Yeah, it hurt. It hurts to say it was a good game, but it was. Yeah. And Rico Dowdle beat the shit out of us all game. What can I say? It stings because you got to wait a whole nother week to watch your team play. And then, like, the Eagles lost twice in a row. You know, Washington might have lost tonight, but even if they win, you stay right, like, with them because we play them next week. This Carolina win would have made things a lot smoother going into our divisional matchup against, like, Washington. And now it's just like if we don't win this Washington game, it's looking like thinking about picks and next year again.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Crazy thing is, I am not salty about the Giants at all.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that they beat the Eagles.
That was a good feeling.
Giants fans feel, got a little buzz right now. It's been a minute for real. So, definitely not salty about that. But man, fuck Rico Dowdle.
Bro. I was watching it and it was a good game, but I'm like
200 rushing yards.
Yeah. I'm watching it. It was a good game.
Over 200.
But at the same time, I was thinking this shouldn't be a good game. You know what I mean? Like the Cowboys should be walking through the Panthers, but midway through, you guys.
Our defense is ass.
Yeah, midway through, you guys were tied, and it was like, what's happening right now? I would have expected you to at least like do well against the Panthers, but hey, maybe the Panthers are having a little resurgence of their own. They had the nice unis on, the all blue, the monochromatic blues. Those were tough, and they were feeling themselves, and they beat up.
Yeah, those jerseys are hard.
Yeah,
the all blue.
Mm-hmm.
The black helmets. Yeah. Yeah, I'm fucking miserable over it, and
I'm sorry, bro.
That's all I really wanted to say. Anybody else got anything to bring up?
Well, the Giants won. Brian's very excited about that as a newly minted and solidified Giants fan. I
love a comeback.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it wasn't a comeback. I feel like they were steadily in control the entire game, which is a new feeling, right? Was that how they played out? They were beating them from the very beginning, and then they had a moment where it looked like they were going to give it away, and then they didn't. I'm not like over the moon yet. I'm still like, I'm just a guy trying to settle down with a nice team who treats me right, and I'm hoping that will be the Giants. I hope this is a Jackson Dart and Scatterboot era will be a new leaf to be turned over. But I'm happy they got the win over the Eagles because I'm happy. I'm always happy to see Nick Sirianni lose. That's the real gift. I really like.
A good thing.
I really like the players on the Eagles a lot. So it's hard for me to wish ill on them, but it does bring a smile to my face to see Nick Sirianni upset. And I don't know why. There's something about it. But the Giants have won. I don't know who they're playing next week. But Yeah, we'll see. That's all I got to say about football. A quick football rate. If you like hearing people talk about football, we do it on the pre-show chat show. This is a little taste of what we usually talk about. So, if you like that stuff, we'll probably be adding basketball to the list as well as the season starts. So the pre-show chat show is moving into its pre-show sports show season. So that'll be fun. But that's it. I don't know. Have you been reading One Piece, Josh?
Still in a Kaido raid arc. I actually have not read that much since the last time I went over with you guys, so don't have much more to add there.
Yeah, I've also just started reading Ultimate Exorcist Kyoshi again. I only got through like a couple pages of my new batch, so I got nothing to say yet. So that'll be it for me. Brian, have you been reading anything?
No, not really. I've been reading this book, the Book of the Seven Rings or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
It's a really small little book, so I figured I'd pick it up just, as I'm in my writing research phase. So I'll keep you guys posted on how that goes. It's very anime coded, even though it's not actually anything to do with anime.
Vagabond?
You said writing research
Yeah,
phase. What does that mean?
Yeah, I'm working on a book or like a project. I'm not sure which kind of form of literature or entertainment I'm going to be doing it in, but I've been working on a series, so I've just been doing a lot of reading to get myself more knowledgeable.
Well,
Hence the Joseph Campbell.
Yeah, I'm gonna be reading. I forget what the book was called, but I'm gonna be reading that after. That's third in my list so far.
yeah. Well, tip to all writers.
So
in order to be a good writer,
you can
gotta
be a
read.
Giants fan. That's a fact. So you could be a Giants fan, but you can't be a Giants and a Lions fan, Brian.
A Giants and a what fan?
Lions.
Oh, it's fine. I'll be a Giants fan. I haven't watched a single Lions game.
Last night they played and they lost pretty badly to the Chiefs.
Yeah, I didn't, even though they on paper they're cool, right? For some reason, I just can't turn my back on a New York team.
Well, there you have it.
What were you saying, Chris, before?
No, I was just saying writer's tip. If you guys want to be good writers out there, you got to read a lot. It's good to read or write or watch whatever movie, whatever medium you're doing it in. You got to absorb a lot of it, And there's no in particular you got to absorb. There's no rule book. You just gotta be involved in the medium you're in. If the more manga you read, the better of a manga artist you'll be, the better author you'll be, the better writer you'll be, whatever it is. The better screenwriter, you watch a lot of movies, all that stuff. But that's my tip to writers out there. Anyway, I guess this is our little, that's good for our catch-up portion. You guys ready to get into the show proper?
Yes, sir.
Then let's fucking go, boys.
Yes, sir.
Let's go, boys. One Piece. One Piece is back for a week, and then it's on break next week, unfortunately. But for now, this is One Piece chapter 1162, God Valley Battle Royale. We actually opened this chapter with the final volume of Ogre Child Yamato's Golden Harvest Surrogate Pilgrimage, and it ends with Yamato enjoying, I think this is supposed to be Odin, the actual meal, but I don't know. I'm guessing because he's trying to be like Odin.
It is.
Yeah,
on the stick. Yeah, as long as it was boiled.
Yeah. And Yamato says that Sir Luffy Wano is once again at peace. Well, we'll see about that. I feel like Blackbeard's going to pull up any second and ruin that. But anyway, we are starting off this chapter continuing our flashback in the greatest era of One Piece ever, in the Rocks and Roger era. We are on God Valley. All hell is broken loose. We didn't cover the last chapter of One Piece because we were on break at the time. We took a week off when the last chapter was out. But last we left off, Dragon was able to save Shanks alone because he ran into a Holy Knight that managed to take Shamrock from him. We saw that Rayleigh was able to save Shaki in a very heartwarming way. Rayleigh got his girl. Very cool. And yeah, that's all I remember exactly for the last chapter, but we don't need to go over all that. I'm sure we'll catch up more.
Indeed.
So, Roger stays behind to hold people off so that Rayleigh could get away with Shaki. Very cool. The Rocks Pirates have decided to switch targets to the treasure, and they're taking everything but Shaki because Rayleigh has Shaki, and if they're gonna fight, they can't fight Rayleigh without potentially hurting Shaki, so they'll let them get away for now. We get a little redux of the scene where Kuma and Ivankov find the devil fruits, where Kuma finds the pawpaw fruit and Ivankov finds the fish fruit, the one that eventually Kaido gets.
Is that what it's the actual name of its fruit, the fish fruit?
Yeah, it's a different model of the fish fruit. I think there's an actual name for it. Let me look it up real fast.
To this day, bro, One Piece still gets me with this shit, bro.
Okay, so
to this fucking day.
So, it's the fish fruit mythical model Seiryu, which is the Azure Dragon.
But why would it be a fish?
The Azure Dragon, a type of Eastern
Why
dragon.
would it be part of the
Hold on,
fish
I found
family?
it. This fruit's ability can turn the user into a giant serpentine blue scale dragon called the Azure Dragon, a type of Eastern dragon. Additionally, as with all zones of, let me see. The Azure Dragon. Oh, Chinese dragons have many animal-like forms such as turtles and fish, but most commonly depicted snake-like with 4 legs.
Okay, so whatever. Listen,
It's like a fish-like
fine,
dragon.
I get it. Oda's a fucking weirdo. Sure, they have dragon model fruits that are dinosaurs
No, they don't.
in his own crew.
No, they don't. What are you talking about? Dinosaurs aren't dragons.
Then what are they? Dinosaur fruits? No, they're like mythic zones. Dragon.
They're ancient
Yo,
zone fruits.
I got you. I got
Yeah,
you.
they're different. But it's like a water dragon, He's a blue dragon,
Sure.
the Azure Dragon. Anyway, yeah, we get this scene again. Big Mom breaks in and takes the fish fruit away from Ivankov. Kuma eats his and gets away. We've seen that one before. We then cut over to the Rocks Pirates engaged in battle with some of the Roger Pirates. We see that the axe guy, Kyo, gets kicked in the face by, I think, what looks to be one of Roger's people. We also see Sunbell, I forget, Sunbell, whatever this fishman guy that was on Roger's crew. Or was he Rocks guy? I know there's 2. No, he's a Rocks guy. He's in the background fighting as well. It's very cool. We see Garp running around, and he is calling Sengoku on the phone, being like, "Did you know this was going on?" And Sengoku explains that there was one man who reported some rumors, but he vanished from the Navy's ranks. And oh boy, what's the opposite of character assassination? Because Garp is getting that hardcore right now.
I mean, Sengoku also. I mean, he's actually beyond redeemable.
Sengoku didn't
The way
know.
I see it.
Sengoku didn't know.
No, he knew. He knew, and the person that informed of what's happening that got killed, it was Sengoku. Sengoku Buddha stomped him for daring to speak out.
Sengoku Buddha stomped him.
No.
Sengoku's not even an admiral at this point. Like,
Well,
is he an admiral?
He's probably an admiral at this point, yes.
Watch your tongue.
But he's not the head big guy admiral.
No, I don't think he's the fleet admiral yet. But anyway, so yeah, Garp did not know that all this shit was going on in God Valley. He did not know about the game. It seems until now. Now he knows. So Garp knows. He is outraged a little bit. He does not know what the hell's going on. He's actually, I feel like he's kind of in shock because he's like, what the fuck? The whole world's turned upside down right now. He's just realizing everything he stood for is a fucking lie. And then we cut over to Rox, who has managed to find
Just now.
Oh yes, just now. He managed to find Eris and Teach, and he's trying to get away from Garling and the other Holy Knight. There are some emu-fied people behind them, and we find out that they are actually Rox's direct relatives. His dad and his grandmother have been turned into crazy demon things. We see that Garland got his head split fucking open by Rox. If you zoom in, I don't know if you saw that, guys.
I didn't. I did not see that, actually.
It's on page 7, where if you zoom into that top panel, you see that Garling's head is just like cut open.
Yeah, and I guess that's why he's realized that it's taking longer to regenerate.
He's like, holy shit, he hit me with fucking that crazy hockey that takes forever to regenerate. But yeah, it's not great for him. Eris is...
I can't tell.
It's in that top panel where he's talking to the other Holy Knight, where he's like, no doubt, he's strong, no doubt.
Oh my God, it is split open. I thought it was just like a gash.
Yeah.
But it's literally like... Yo.
Yeah.
Oh my God. All right.
So, Eris is...
violated.
Eris is insisting that Zebek put him down, and Zebek just keeps... Oh, I keep calling him Zebek. Rox is just like, hey, listen, Eris, anybody who gets caught with the name... with the Davy name will be put through agony that makes hell itself seem like a lukewarm bath. And she's like, I know, but I'm a part of the Davy clan too now. So, they welcome me with open arms, even though I was a pirate. And then she jumps off of Rox's arms and she's like, I understand the fate of the clan. So let me down. If I was the kind of helpless woman who could only cling to you and couldn't protect a single child, then you wouldn't have fallen in love with me, haven't you? And she tells Rox is like, hey, if it looks like they're gonna catch me, I'll kill Teach and end my own life. And I feel like Teach is just there like, huh? What was that part?
She probably been wanted to kill him.
Yeah.
This creepy ass.
I know what he becomes.
Why did I give birth to this child?
I know what he becomes. This fucking guy's gonna get Ace killed.
He just looks weird. Why does he look like that?
But yeah, she says that.
Nah, I don't know. It's that like.
She tells him that, hey, I'm gonna find a way to survive, and we can meet again in Lulusia. You remember that? The island that got wiped
That's an
out?
important place.
Interesting.
Josh, do you remember Lulusia?
Whoa.
What's that?
What? What'd you say?
I said,
Do you remember? Do you remember Lulucia?
What'd he say?
he said, do you remember Lulucia?
Yeah, the shit that got all blown up by.
He said,
I remember the
Bro,
island that got
bro.
blown up by. Not my anus, but
No.
Uranus.
not your age. Anyway, so yeah, so Rox eventually just lets her go. He's like, all right, fine, whatever. And St. Garland, being the fucking villain he is, like, haha, he's finally relinquished his wife and son, so how shall I attack? And Rox responds by splitting the island in make it a big like chasm in the island to make it easier for them to escape, and they made it out. They managed to escape for now. We then cut back to Big Mom, who is very excited.
A separate chasm.
A separate chasm from the chasm that's already there. There's like a huge chasm in the middle of the mountain.
Yes.
Right. But yeah, we then cut over to Big Mom, who is very stoked to have the fish fruit, and has said that she intended to give it to Katakuri. Imagine if Katakuri got Kaido's fruit, and then he got the mochi
But
fruit.
he loves
instead.
mochi.
Yeah, he does now because that's his power.
He likes donuts.
Donuts, donuts.
Do you think he could eat himself?
Maybe. I never thought of that.
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
Why not?
I guess it depends on the limits of your human will. Would you be able to eat yourself even if it was like confirmed delicious?
Would it hurt? Do you think?
That's what I'm thinking. Josh, if your body was made
Too
out
high
of
to think about that right now.
if your body was made out of, I don't know, what's a dessert you really
It's
like?
not a good idea.
What's a dessert?
Brownie.
If your
Cake.
body was made out of cake.
If I had cake arms, I'd be a paraplegic or whatever the fuck you call that.
That takes is that cake to a whole new level. I'd be is that caking people as like a prank. It's like, is it cake? And people are like, no,
Try it. Eat your arm. Take a bite out of your arm
it's
right
cake.
now. Your limb is now a pastry.
Yeah.
Hold that.
Oh my god.
But
But
in
anyway,
One Piece, you're lit.
yeah, in One Piece is pretty great. I don't think you could eat. I guess that you can't eat yourself as a mochi.
You think Oda has thought of it before?
I'm sure Oda has just never had a situation in the
Yes.
story where he could display that as a thing.
Well, Wapple ate himself.
Well, Wapple didn't. He did eat himself.
He did. He did eat himself.
He did eat himself, but he didn't really eat himself. He ate himself, but he also didn't. You know what I mean?
I'm pretty sure he did.
I know what you mean. It's not the same.
It's not the same because he
did
didn't.
it for like a
he
power up.
He
or
didn't
something. It was
ingest
weird.
himself. You know what I mean? He didn't digest his own body. He turned himself into a mouth bucket for a second.
By doing what?
By
doing
eating
what?
himself. No, he ate himself.
Exactly. He ate himself.
But we're not talking about just because he basically regurgitated himself again. You know? He ate himself, sure, but he just like threw himself back up. We're talking about if you take a bite of yourself as Katakuri, would you be able to like just digest your own body? That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about Wapple's half measure fucking eating himself thing. I'm talking about going all the way, taking a chunk
Like
out
if
of your
somebody
arm.
was the right, if somebody was like the apple person, and
Mm-hmm.
it was a tree that grew apples, would they consume them?
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
Oda, these are the questions.
Juicin's the closest.
We need to find a way to submit questions to the SBS.
Start learning.
Is Strucin one of your favorite side characters, Chris?
Oh, me? Yeah. Strucin's the best. Strucin is
I
my
wouldn't
boat.
say best.
No, he's the best.
He is top 20 for sure, though.
No, he's like top 5. And like,
Because he's technically Big Mom's right hand.
For real. He was
In a
part of the
way.
Rocks Pirates. He was like a big deal in the Rocks Pirates. He was a named Rocks pirate.
That is true.
And he could turn anything to food. That's such a dope
Yeah,
power.
It just tasted like
even
shit.
katakuri.
It had no nutritional value.
Yeah. That's such a cool power. Now that's a power I would want, honestly. Now that I think about it, if I could have Strussen's power, that would be pretty sick. Well, you guys wouldn't want that? The ability to turn anything
Nah.
into food?
No, it would be pretty cool. It'd be pretty cool. Like,
Yeah, it's
all
like
the food tastes bad though, but
No, that's not true. Was that the case?
it is true.
That wasn't the case. He was also a chef.
Look
He
it
was
up.
like the chef of the crew. You're gonna make me look this up.
Yeah, his chef. I mean, the food he made was good, but the food from his power was.
Okay, hold on. Strussen's devil fruit. We are taking a huge detour to talk about Strussen's devil fruit. Okay.
Jackson Dart. No. Rico Dowd.
Go Dowdle.
Cowboy Killer.
Okay, so Strussen ate the kuku no mean. The kuku no mi.
The kuku no mi.
Yeah, which is the cook fruit. So I guess that's what they're saying. The cook. Kuku no mi. With this fruit, the user has easy access to food to feed themselves and others just by transforming any object into food. The user does not even need to cook the food. Bro, it comes out cooked?
He's a fraud. He's such a fraud.
The user can also turn an object into food in order to make it less dangerous or otherwise more useful. So you could turn a gun into food. How about that?
Or like a
Sanji
butcher
clears this
branch.
guy. He doesn't even know how to cook, bro.
Yeah.
He's the chef of the crew. He makes all of Big Mom's food.
He doesn't even
Does
have
it
to
not
cook.
say that the food tastes bad?
The fruit has the devil fruit ability. No, it does not say that. There's no weaknesses to the fruit. You guys were bugging, trying to stun on my king, Strussen,
I wouldn't even want to hang out with him.
my culinary god, Strussen.
He'd probably be the worst person to be around because he would just bring you a bunch of random shit and try to feed it to you. Be like, oh, you want the remote? Here you go. It's cake now.
Strusenhausen.
Strussen's physical abilities, according to Capone Beige, Strussen may be a powerful fighter. Despite being nearly a century old, Strussen has exceptional endurance as he survived a hard fall to the ground from the top of the Whole Cake Chateau, even though his body was badly injured. Strussen is also fast as he ran across the outer walls of the castle. As their executive chef, Strussen is in charge of all Big Mom pirate cooks. He is renowned as an outstanding master chef with more than 60 years of culinary experience. Boom.
Master Chef? Who does he think he is? Gordon Ramsay?
Although Sanji is confirmed better than him, apparently.
Yeah, because he doesn't even have to think about what
But
he
that's
cooks.
fine.
He just make it.
That's fine. He doesn't need to be the best chef. He just needs to be the best pirate in that. He just needs need to be the best tertiary character. And that's Strussen. Anyway, back to the chapter after our Strussen tangent. So yeah, Big Mom's all psyched about her power.
Well,
Do you want to say something else about my god Strussen?
no, I was just gonna say I could have swore I seen that detail, but continue, please.
Yeah.
Let's get back to it.
Yeah. So Kaido comes in and knocks the devil fruit out of her hand. And then also jumps up and eats the devil fruit himself. Very stoked to do so. Big Mom is pissed because that was supposed to go to her son. So yeah,
So
I'm pretty sure he
goofy, too.
just slapped her across the face with his club.
yeah, he
And
just
so-
slapped the shit out of her with a club. and she dropped the fruit long enough for Kaido to just, like eat it directly out of the air. So
You see the little antennas at the top of the fruit?
yeah, like
It's funny because they make it seem like Big Mom gave it to him.
Yeah, that's true.
But in actuality, he just literally took it from her.
Yeah.
So I don't know why she's taking credit for it. Like,
Yeah, it's like she did not want to give him this fruit. We get a check-in on Dragon, who's still running away with Shanks, and he is juxtaposed with Eris. I think her name is right. It was Eris. Sorry, Eris. Yes, juxtaposed with Eris, who is also trying to save a child during this whole thing. We find out that the Roger pirates managed to find the secondary prize, the treasury, and they're stoked. But they get intercepted by the Rocks pirates, and I suppose they start fighting with them as well. The Marines are still like fighting off everybody. Garp is thinking to himself, "What is justice on an island when everything's gone crazy?" There's some prisoners, some civilian prisoners who try to get away, and they see the Navy ships, and they're like, "The world government's Navy, please rescue us!" And then they get blown up because God Valley is unaffiliated with the world government. Therefore, boom.
And that's justice.
Yeah, it's crazy that they got on the loudspeaker to say that. It's like, well, God Valley is unaffiliated with the government, therefore, kaboom. Not fun.
Blah.
Bah, bitch.
Have a good one.
Saturn is still on the island at this point, and he's getting a mind read phone call from Emu, and Emu's like, "Saturn, is Rocks dead?" And Saturn is like, "I could not say. This is all unexpected. If anything, there is a danger that such wanton destruction might bring about the birth of something entirely new." As Kaido's dragon emerges for the first time, pretty cool. We see that Kuma is slowly paw-pawing everybody off the island one by one, as they're all thanking him. It's very sweet, and Kuma's a good boy. He's such a good boy. And it's at that moment that a massive hockey explosion happens that Rocks, Roger, and Garp all notice. And we see that Rocks has managed to defeat all of the Navy goons that were there, including Garling himself. But he wasn't alone in this. We see that Whitebeard helped him out. And he mentions like, "Hey, you sure you want to help? There's nothing in it for you." And Whitebeard's like, "Don't worry about it. I've been on your drinking tab this whole time." And of course, Kaido comes in. "Hey, you two, check this shit out."
Just snaking in.
Yeah, he's like, "Look at this shit."
Fish fruit.
He's so fucking excited. And then he comes in. We get a cool ass 2-page spread panel of Kaido and Whitebeard and Rocks all posed up. Just be like, "I finally got a power bio to use. I want to test out my new strength." And Whitebeard is like, "Well, that's all well and good, but what in the world is this?" And we see that Saturn's spider thing has emerged onto the island, but also with like an emu attachment up there. He seems to have fused with emu at this moment.
Oh my god.
And Garp is like, "What the fuck is that?" Is that my boss? Basically. And of course, Roger is like, "What a grand day. What grand days of adventures we all live in. I still have so much more to learn." And Rox is like, "What is that you say? If I had to call it anything, that represents the world." As we see Emu slowly coming to form on the island. Wow. What a chapter. Josh, what did you think about One Piece chapter 1162?
Shivers. RGC.
Ooh, it's also my RGC. How about you?
RGC as well.
Yeah, unified, really good chapter of the week. Unified RGC.
Unified RGC. Unified RGC.
Yeah, this was an epic chapter, all around. Just a couple moments that I really enjoyed. Towards the end, with Saturn saying, there's a danger that such wanton destruction might bring about the birth of something entirely new. We've seen Kaido emerging as a dragon, and we all know about what he ended up doing in the future. And then we also see, like Chris mentioned, the seeds of the revolutionary, or what would be the leaders of the revolutionary army starting to get into place. I try to think of a better word to say with that, but I think I know what I mean.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. I mean, that was really sick. Man, I just want to talk about it. Bro, this is one of the creepiest things I've ever seen in One Piece. This reminds me of those tall mountain-like creatures that was over by Thriller Bark. The Triangle.
Yeah.
What's it called? The Triangle Island monsters?
The
Something
triangle.
Like that. I forget the name.
Damn, I don't know why I'm blanking on it. I'm just watching Thriller Bark actually. So
There is a theory.
Floridian Triangle.
The Floridian Triangle. Thank you. And there's a rumor that a theory that Imu's a umibozo. You know what that is, Brian?
He sure is a bozo, am I right?
Yeah, I know what bozo means.
It's a sea monster.
Oh, I thought
They
it was
like
Umibozu.
come out of sea and create whirlpools and destroy ships, shit like that.
I thought you said bozo.
And well, Emu is a bozo, that's for sure. But they look pretty freaking medicine here. I honestly don't really have any concrete thoughts. It's just an overwhelming chapter with a lot. Yes.
Oh yeah, I've seen some stuff about this before.
Imagine seeing that out at sea.
No, yeah, I would hate that. No,
don't care for it.
I agree. I would also hate that.
Yeah. Anyway, Brian, what are your thoughts on the chapter?
Man, it was so fucking cool to see. I don't know. Rox is just not at all what I thought he was gonna be. He is such a fucking legend. And like this whole flashback has been just so fucking cool. A lot of people are pissed off at Roger though. A lot of people are saying, man, this chapter really makes me hate Roger, man. Rox is the real fucking goat. Fuck Roger, he's a fraud.
Damn. He was young.
Yeah.
This was before he became Roger.
Bro.
Jeez.
I mean, always trust the internet to have a measured response. A measured and calm response.
But man, it's so cool to see Rox kind of teaming up with his crew and kind of earning a more a less transactional relationship between them. Like he had to fight to earn them, and then after that he kind of just had them walking around on a leash. But now it's like they actually see him as a leader worthy of following. And him kind of earning that respect, all while still being himself and not really changing is pretty fucking awesome. I'm really curious to see how Garp and Roger are going to fit into this, purely because of how the world government kind of spun the tale. and I wonder how Sengoku got such a wrong wrong tail on this. Like maybe he was fed different information because he wasn't there, or maybe he's willfully allowing them to kind of manipulate the story. It's just I don't know. I had a lot more respect for Sengoku, so I'm not sure who's gonna be let off the hook, because it looks like Garp is gonna be let off the hook here. Because he didn't know what the fuck was going on, and after this, he refuses to become an admiral to spite the celestial dragons. But we still don't know what his goals are or what really changes about his ideology, if it changes at all. But man, every fucking chapter has been so good, and it is like it feels like a long time coming. So I'm really excited to see what happens next chapter. Chris, what are your thoughts?
Oh my gosh. I mean, where to begin? This is obviously the best flashback in the series. Because it just feels like a reward for reading this long. As we're like gearing up to be at the final saga, which is probably going to last another 7 years. This is just such a treat. We get to see how Kaido got his fruit. We got to see more about, how the reasons of the rock, about like the God Valley. I would not have expected that we would have ever seen it at this point. I feel like this was a flashback for much later, but we're getting it now, and I'm very excited about it. Man, there's just so much. I'm curious to see how Shanks ends up on Roger's ship, with Dragon being there. You know what I mean? That's something I'm excited about.
Oh yeah, true.
Eris, I don't know what's gonna happen to her. Moms don't have a really good time in One Piece. They they tend to all die.
Dead.
So, I'm not super expecting Eris to get off this island alive. We talked about earlier when we first saw Eris, how she kind of looked like Robin, and she doesn't still not look like Robin. You know what I mean? I'm still thinking, it's like, wow, could this be like a descendant of Volvia? Could be like not a descendant, but like or maybe a relative of, I don't know. I can't imagine that Oda is that bad at giving women unique looks that they either only look like Nami or Robin. I feel like there's something intentional about making Eris kind of look like Robin. I don't know. Maybe I'm bugging.
You're probably bugging.
Wouldn't it be crazy?
You said like Robin?
She kind of looks like Robin. The eyes, the nose.
Maybe she's from O'Hara. Who knows?
Tweaking.
I'm tweaking? Okay, that's fair. That's fair. You think she's a Nico? Nico Eris?
That would mean her and Blackbeard.
If you're wrong,
that's what I'm
I'll
saying.
give myself a wrong burgundy loss.
I'm not.
I
don't feel safe. I'm not gonna let you do that because I'm not taking the bet myself. I can't do it as a man of.
I'm not gonna let you do that.
I can't let you do that. You will not. I will not have you do that.
Because that's such a call. Or like that would just be such a call that
I would just be proud of the call.
Legend,
like
legendary One Piece history.
Yeah, if I call this, then I want everyone to scream to the heavens that they heard it here first. I need people
Nico
to know.
the cat burglar.
Yeah, Nico. She doesn't look like Nami. This is Nico Eris, sister of Nico Olvia.
I mean,
Well, you
it
say
would
she
make
looks like Robin or Nami?
I'm saying she looks like Nami. No, sorry, not Nami. Robin.
was Robin's mom from O'Hara?
I don't know. We don't know. We actually don't know that.
Because if she is,
What?
then it would make sense for somebody like Ross
Because
to come across.
how
somebody
crazy
on
would it be?
O'Hara.
That would just mean that Blackbeard is related to Robin in some strange roundabout way. Robin's
Yeah, that would
cousin.
be pretty wild.
And in an SBS, they did say that if teach for to get a real job, he would be a historian, an archaeologist.
Yeah, I guess I think it's makes sense.
Guys, I'm cooking. I'm cooking right now.
War, row,
Whoa,
row.
whoa, row, 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 row. I'm cooking right now. Whoa, row, 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 row. It is a fun laugh. It's probably the most fun laugh in One Piece. Whoa, row, row. Okay, so aside from that, Garp getting his character unassassinated right now. So here's how I think it's going to go down. I think whatever happens here, it's clear that neither Garp nor Roger is going to bring down rocks. Unless
he gets Dami reversied.
Yeah, unless he gets Dami reversied somehow. And Imu takes over both their bodies to kill rocks. That is the only way I see this happening.
Damn.
That is the only way I see this happening. Otherwise, I think it's possible that they have nothing to do with his death.
What if Rocks gets flipped?
That's another
What if
possibility.
Rocks gets flipped and so Garp and Rogers have to fight him?
That's another possibility. You know what? I think that's more likely, to be honest. I think you're cooking now, Josh. I think Rocks gets Dami reversied. And then Garp and Roger have to fight him and take him down. And that's how they get that credit.
You willing to put your money where your mouth is?
No. I'm trying to protect my undefeated streak here, boys. I'm not going to just take any willy-nilly. But man, that is interesting. I think we're on to something. I think Domi Reversai will be used at some point, but it's either one or the other. And honestly, I think it's what Josh said. I think maybe Rocks gets Domi Reverside, and then both Garp and Roger have to take him down.
It's Dami Reversey.
I don't know how to say it.
It's Dami Reversey.
So, Josh, if you get this, it'll be the call of the decade.
I got one last One Piece long range bomb to try to throw, since we're all doing that today, I guess. I can't help but keep thinking about not that fishman, Beckham or
Beck? The Shanks crewmate?
Yeah.
The shotgun guy?
He's the fishman, the one that was hunting at the Shirahoshi. He was the
Fisher
fishman
Tiger.
that couldn't breathe underwater because he had to.
Wait, what?
Huh?
Wait, what?
Not Fisher Tiger. The bad guy, the one that was fiending for Shirahoshi.
Oh, Vanderdecken.
Vanderdecken. At the beginning of the New World, of like this second part of the series, we got like we heard a legend of like his
ancestor,
his descendants coming down to Fishman Island, coming down to the sea for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why. I feel like that's so important. I think that like that person is gonna pop back up, and I always thinking about them because when I think about like the Davy, I keep thinking about Davy Jones, and like it's just too on the nose. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I don't know either. But
anyway, that's One Piece,
okay,
right?
Hold on. So this is how I think it's gonna go down. Blah blah blah. Either Damiverse, whatever. The whole situation happens on God Valley. Rocks is defeated. Roger. God. I think Roger. Whatever happens to Rocks, Roger, that it will really affect him, and I think that's what's really gonna mature Roger in a sense. I feel like this is whatever happens here is gonna take him from a guy who's just purely in it for the adventure to still be in it for the adventure, but now the adventure means something. And going to the last island is a direct fuck you to the guy to the guys who like killed his rival or like his colleague on the sea. So, I think that's what's going to happen with Roger. I think Garp takes on the hero title after this, as in exchange for like being able to operate outside of the government's, range.
I'm telling you, this is when Sword gets created.
And I think the reason Sengoku does
Garp is Chris's hero.
no, he's not my hero, but I think that's what's going to happen. I think he takes, because we've seen the precedents of the government trying to hoist the accomplishments of other people onto Navy admirals or like high-ranking Navy admirals, so they can have they did it to Smoker in Alabasta, and they did it to Fujitora in Dressrosa, where they tried to be like, hey, you're gonna take the credit for getting all these guys out. You're gonna take the credit for taking Doflamingo out, the credit for taking Crocodile out. Except this time,
why would they add Roger to that though?
No, I'm not saying they're gonna add Roger. I'm saying they're adding Garp. They're saying, well, they added Garp because he was there.
Yeah, but like the first time we hear about it, if it was just the world government, then
Well, in that case, then I think maybe
Roger wouldn't
Garp.
even be mentioned.
Maybe Garp tells Sengoku that. Maybe the government feeds that out that it was Garp himself, but Garp tells Sengoku that Roger was also involved. I think Sengoku doesn't know what happened. I think Sengoku is fed the same lie that pretty much everyone else is, except that he knows that Roger was somehow involved, and that's what Garp gave him. But I think Garp makes this deal so he can work outside of the bounds of the military, and his ability to invent sword and all that stuff and blah, blah, blah. So that's my guess of what happens to Garp. There's still some gaps in there. I don't know. There's still a possibility that Garp could be like deep cover revolutionary spy. But I don't know. We'll see. But I think that's the long and short of Garp's journey from here. This 2-page spread was very cool. And this is my last comment. I thought that the Rocks, Whitebeard, and Kaido combo was like very sick. I'm very excited to see how they fight against Emu. Unfortunately, we have to wait a whole nother week for it, which is unfortunate. But man, this was such a great chapter. And yeah, I'm done yapping. That concludes my yap sesh. You guys ready to move onward? Do you have any rebuttals or anything?
No rebuttals.
Nope.
I am ready.
Okay, here we go. Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo. Sakamoto Days is on break, so we are skipping directly to Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo Chapter 6, Berserk. Last we left off, our heroes were fighting this crusty, dusty old man with dementia and a very powerful cursed spirit. And, they were in the middle of losing, actually, but that's when Maru woke up his third eye, his mind's eye, and everything started floating, and everybody's like, what the hell's going on here? The old man is like a third eye. Is that thing real? And then the third eye opens wide, and man, this old man goes crazy. It's like, whoa! Is he trying to use confuse on me? Confusion? And he stabs his own hand with his needle in order to like prevent getting his mind warped. But Maru comes up with a fucking he comes up with like the Kuroko basket pass with a fucking boulder. He tosses it, and the old man tries to stick it with his needle, but the shit curves in midair and smacks him in the fucking face with it. Maru then comes in and axe kicks downward. The old man manages to escape. It's not looking good for him, though. We see Cross watching this entire thing, where he's like, Maru, you're such a fool to think you lost control so easily. However, this may be a good opportunity to see how the Earthlings react to this fucking shit. And once war breaks out, we have Deborah on our side. on our side. So this guy's name is Deborah, not from Dragon Ball Z. Jujutsu Kaisen's Deborah. But anyway, Maru is in this gym. Time is like the clocks are going crazy. There's this grip thing that's going nuts. Timers are going out of their mind. And this old man is like, anti-gravity? No, it's probably a cursed technique using the concept. Why do I have to remember it now out of all times? And he thinks to himself the one and only time he had to flee for his life after a crushing defeat. And he thinks about a man in a hoodie. I'm trying to look closer because I think I see a scar over this guy's eye, and I'm like, Itadori?
That's for sure Yuji.
Itadori Yuji? He better show up.
Yuji,
goddammit. So yeah, they get into fighting. It's very Jujutsu Kaisen X, a lot of very cool hand-to-hand combat scenes. But this old man is very outmatched. He gets fucking hit in the face with a volleyball, but it was like just like a quick before he goes into a gum Gatling and beats the flying fuck out of this old man, sending him flying into the pool. This old man is like, can't believe what's happening to him. The water is burning as he's in this pool. He jumps out of it, and as he's trying to escape, Maru turns the water.
it burn.
It burns. And Maru turns the water into ice, entrapping him. And then Maru just slides in for the finishing punch, but Tsurugi comes in and blocks it. But Maru like knocks them both down, and Tsurugi tries to talk some sense into Maru, who is still unconscious. And Cross is up there thinking to himself, he's like, I don't care if Tsurugi or Okotsu harms Maru or vice versa. Jujutsu sorcerers and the headquarters aren't always united. Even amongst Earthlings, there must be some radical factions out with a hardline stance. People who want to use aliens but don't want to accept them evil either. And those people are always searching for a reason to start war.
Always.
That's why I can't let Maru kill an Earthling, even if he is a cursed user. A young innocent civilian is more fitting than an elderly criminal. And Cross like says to himself, like, finish him off, Maru. This guy is so fiend out for war. And Tsurugi is like, no, maybe I simply don't want him to be a trigger for war. So he yells at Tsurugi to wake up. Tsurugi yells at Maru to wake up. And he's like, wake up, I thought we were going to be neighbors. And Cross looks down like, oh. And before Maru can continue onward, Cross comes down and calms Maru down, knocking him out fully unconscious. And Cross is pissed because it's like, no, he made me do a good thing. And that's where the chapter ends. Josh, what did you think about Jujutsu Kaisen Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo, Chapter 6?
Yeah. This was a cool chapter. Maru went fucking crazy. He can change reality.
Oh, I didn't even mention that. His like curse technique is to like can distort the laws of nature itself. Which is pretty broken.
Well, that's what that's what the old child says.
Yeah. But we don't know that for sure that's his ability. But go on.
The grandchild.
The grandchild.
Oh, yeah, we don't know for sure, but he was spazzing the fuck out. And yeah, you're right. Maru's older brother's fiending. He was like, yeah, because we got pressure. I had that big dog with us, man. Yasukun is dead. That nigga died to that pink-haired little bitch. I don't even know if he's around no more.
I don't even know if he's around anymore.
We got our own edgier
That's
Sukuna.
why they really on Earth. They're trying to see if he's still around.
We got our own edgier
So
Sukuna.
Sukuna's not here. Gojo's not here. Is Itadori around? Go send these niggas. Go send your brother. Go look.
Find out if he's around.
Don't use your eye too much. But if you do, start a war. It's cool. The grandchild's curse user had to die. He needed to get eradicated.
For real.
He needs to pass on to the next side. Brian, what are your thoughts?
The streets have been talking about
The
Itadori.
streets?
Yes, because this is for sure Itadori that he's bringing up here.
Yes.
And some people theorize that that the reason why he thought of Yuji there was not just because Yuji unloaded a can of whoop ass on him, but also the concept of anti-gravity is tied to Itadori in some. So people believe that Yuji manifested a third curse technique because his mother, when Kenjaku was inside, was, you know, when Kenjaku was brain swapped in his mom, his mother had
crazy work. By the way, just to remember that real fast. You could never say Kenjaku wasn't dedicated, bro.
Yeah, no, Kenjaku is very dedicated. But the reason why people think that he could have gotten a third manifestation of a third curse technique is because his mom was cited to have gravity manipulation type abilities, like a gravity manipulation type curse technique.
That's crazy.
So some people believe that the reason why Yuji skyrocketed even higher to get to the point of even being mentioned in the same breath as Gojo is because he just became a ungodly fucking killing machine that could manipulate gravity and slash everything within it at will and shit like that. So I don't know, man. I really wish I could have seen Yuji in his prime. I really do. It's actually so sad that we only get to see, like, hear glimpses of it. Kind of One Piece-esque, if you ask me, where it's just like you wish to see everything that happened in the past, but this story is just going to keep going forward. But still, the fight is pretty fucking fire. This old man really got his ass beat, and it wasn't even fucking close. And I really like that Tsurugi is kind of like inspiring hope even within the other aliens, you know, where like these guys really just want to fuck shit up and just take over. But he even managed to win over Cross, which is awesome. So I'm thinking this is going to end with humanity and the aliens versus fucking Deborah over here. Because this dude is just bloodlust. He just wants to fuck shit up so bad.
Yeah, another Inhuman Makyo Shinjuku showdown.
Yeah, that would be pretty fire. But that's it for me. I don't have much else to say.
Yeah, I like this chapter a lot. Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo is coming into its own. I'm glad to see it. You know, it's still kind of out there with its premise of aliens and stuff, but you know, it's actually kind of fitting in a little bit. It still has that like core, and I think that was something I was worried about with Modulo, that there's this kind of, there would be, you know, not that I need this series to be exactly the same as the original series, because that would be a problem in its own right, but I do like that you can still feel the core of Akutami's writing in it, and you know, he's obviously writing it, so you know that's why. But a lot of authors lose that when they create a sequel series. You know, Boruto is the main one in question. But we still have that just like core flavor that Akutami brings to his series. So it's good to have that still. And I'm excited to see. I genuinely can't really predict where this story is going, which is good. You know, I really just don't know what's going to happen at all.
It's par for the course with JJK too. That's like a a prime fucking show of Gege. You just can't predict what he's gonna do next.
Yeah. But those are really all my thoughts. I had a good time reading this chapter. Excuse me. I thought the action was awesome, and I did find the emotional core at this with Tsurugi. You know, trying to reach out to him. I felt like it was earned. In that sense, you know, we had the little moments where those little like small missions where we were allowing Tsurugi to get to know Maru a little more is like kind of bearing fruit, which is pretty cool. I'm excited to see what comes across after this, because this seems to be just like kind of an instinctual move on his part, where he's like, fuck, I can't just let him kill this guy who genuinely bears us no ill will, you know, and seems to actually want to assimilate with us. But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. You know, it's still solid.
I wonder if his sister is gonna get more shine, because so far it's been the Tsurugi show. So I don't know. I want to see more from her.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe next arc, but I don't know. I had a good time with reading this. Does anybody have any other thoughts?
No, sir.
Hell yeah. Well, with that being said, let's move onward.
We call that easy money, GG.
Kagurabachi. With that, I'm going to pass this one over to Jerry.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. Cags on deck. It's chapter number
97.
97. Vessel. Last week, your boy shredded his hand. Azami, the executioner, you know, he went the prideful route. He went the aura farming. I'm gonna talk shit and go out my way. You know what I mean? And it resulted in corroded fingers against the centipede user, Yura. Bunch of other stuff happened, but I'm not gonna cover it. We're gonna get straight into this chapter. So, did you guys know that the headquarters of the Kamunabi is not only, you know, surrounded by thick concrete of precious metals or whatever the fuck, you know, resources they use to have the thickest foundation they can have. They also have tons of Japanese writing on all of the foundation.
Yeah.
And what that does is activate spiritual energy and creates a lot of heat, right? And with all that heat energy, instead of it going out of control, there's this one guy that's born every few years, every generation or so, that's born to control this heat energy and turn that into a barrier that both heats the building and protects them from spiritual heat pressure barrier. And that's this guy. Reminds me of like the people from Naruto. Actually, I know they had people like that sitting there like with shit on their head.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And
They were
like-
there. Wasn't that like Ino's clan? They were
Yeah,
like,
right. Yeah, they used the devices and shit. Magneto helmet or whatever.
Yeah, Cerebro.
Anyway, yeah, they basically. So, like I said, there's a person born every generation, and I don't really want to explain what happens to this person. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
TLDR, they lose their organs and become a vessel that the spiritual energy can just be harnessed by, and that's his life. Their life is become manager of the barrier. I'm pretty sure if he ever left this barrier, he would die. He would probably collapse.
Probably, yeah.
I don't think he takes shits. Well, anyway.
Yeah, and there's a there's a reward. They do this for 10 years. And if they can do this for 10 years, they basically get paid for life. They get like...
There's no way they survive past that, though.
Yeah, it says if they complete a decade of service, they're promised enough compensation for a life of leisure thereafter. Would you do that?
He didn't get to the butt yet.
10 years of your life? For forever, you never have to work again?
Would you sacrifice your organs?
Not for now. I mean, you live a life of leisure. Maybe you don't need organs.
How does that work?
Maybe they restructure your body again and they give you your organs back.
Whoa. Yeah, I'd do it. Yeah, but for 10 years, you gotta sit there like this, Indian style.
Yeah.
Like
wow. On this floating pillow.
Well, that's after the excruciating process that they put you through where you lose organs.
I don't know. As I get older, I'm realizing the things I would do to never work again. So.
That's fair.
This doesn't sound bad.
That is fair. After sitting still for 10 years, what would material possession?
The chances that this guy,
after that point,
the chances that this guy got the Kamunabi era, where like the fucking Hishaku come in and ruin everything. The other people probably just sat there for 10 years. No problems.
Right.
Nobody breaking in. They probably just had to sit there for 10 years. It's been chill. Sure, you don't have organs, but man, those guys are paid.
Yeah. So what? You don't have organs anymore.
What? So I'll have organs when I'm retired.
Put to the test. This is a quality test for sure.
I guess it really does depend on whether you get your organs back. Your reproduction functions are also gone.
Yeah, you're just smooth down there. You don't got nothing down there.
They turn you... Let me take this. You're a Ken doll now. You're a Ken doll barrier holder.
Oh my god.
The Ken doll barrier.
10 years. 10 years.
Introducing barrier holder Ken.
Guys. Yeah, no, I wouldn't do it. I changed my mind for sure. I wouldn't do it. Absolutely.
Well,
not.
I mean, it really does depend on whether you get it back.
I don't think you do. It wouldn't be that big of a payout if you could just get it back.
You think that's what they're compensating you for?
Yeah, that's why you're getting paid for life. Is so that there'd be like, oh yeah, just mutilate yourself for us and you'll be paid for free forever.
Well, I don't think they will make you mutilate yourself. They probably like do magic to just like make it disappear.
No, did you not see the panels of him literally agonizing in pain in the middle of a room?
I don't think he had to do that to himself though.
Yeah, but you get the point. He's by choosing to do this, he is going to be mutilated.
I need to know if it's
heartless.
I need to know if this guy, if he looks like a nobody. You know what it is? I think it's more a nobody.
Yes. Yeah.
I need to know if you get your organs back. If you get your organs back, I think it's a better deal for sure. What's eating this scroll?
No, they have to find his heartless and vanquish both him and the heartless. So become whole after the 10 years.
I think what happens is if you see this panel where someone eats a scroll, I think all you have to do is eat a scroll, and then the rest is done to you. And you spend 4 months in a liminal space between life and death, while your organs are slowly being. Yeah, while your organs are getting spirited away.
Yeah, I can't imagine spending 4 months in the liminal space between life and death is chill.
I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying it's easy. But then if you never had to work, you could just basically retire rich as fuck. And you don't have to worry about anything right after.
Is parts of you are just starting to phase away gradually?
I don't know. I'm not going to lie. I was considering in my head when I was thinking about it. I was like, never have to work again, you say. Never have to worry about rent again, you say?
Yeah, this I guess he hasn't made, but anyway,
This is the
let me
late stage.
continue the
Sorry,
chapter.
sorry, guys. This is the late stage capitalism in me talking. Would I have
No,
all
I
my?
mean, I really can't blame you. It's made for life.
Yeah.
He's a made man after giving up his organs. Yeah. All right. Well, wow. That was epic. This person is now way more important to me than I ever knew he would be. But we must move forward, and they're trying to figure out, who or what was behind like the betrayal that happened. They weren't able. I don't think they were able to communicate with this barrier man that the betrayer was one of the other heads of the Kumanabi, traitor and ass bitch. But they know for a fact that it was not like that. The person, like whoever they had, like, whoever the Hashaku have with them, like on their side, it's someone that's able to manipulate the barrier like on their own, because it's the Kamanabi's barrier man was able to confirm that it was nobody in the room that was assisting him with his own barrier. So it's someone that the Hishaku brought in when they teleported in that's interfering with the barrier, causing them to lock out our boys Chihiro and Samura.
Yeah.
Damn, it's been a little while. So yeah, okay. I guess whoever this person is that's gonna that's serving as the barrier for them, it's probably like they're probably risking their lives in the process, but it's just that serious. We know how hardcore the Hishaku are at this point. Speaking of, their leader Yura is talking that good shit to Azami, telling him he's gonna wear himself out fighting like that with his decrepit hands. And Azami's like, "Oh, I appreciate it that you're concerned. Very cute."
Very demure.
he's like, by the way, I'm fighting you bare fucking hands while you're using the best weapon in the series. I mean, come on, get good. I'm loving this greatly. Yura's, doing the whole, oh, it's starting to come back to me now. I'm starting to wipe the rust off. The excuses. As he's ready to live up to the expectations, and he starts bleeding Flora. He becomes one with the green and talks about how he's gonna bring order to the nation. We cut back to Mini Masumi Senior, the unconfirmed grandfather of Mini Masumi, man. And he's talking to the trader dude that got his face busted open by Azami. And he's like, haha, before you guys are able to figure out who the fucking barrier person is, you all get slaughtered by the centipede. And Azami's thinking too, like, damn, like, we need these fucking reinforcements to arrive. Like, we need them to kill this person fast. Like, there's only, he can only fight for so long. I've already mentioned how bad the state of his hands are. I don't need to repeat that. So they're trying to figure out where the actual barrier vessel is at that's counteracting theirs. And right, like I mentioned earlier, they know that it's one of the people that got teleported in from the Hishaku, but they don't know who, and they have to find that out now. And that's the end of the chapter. Who's it gonna be? Who swallowed the barrier scroll pill? Brian, what are your thoughts?
This is a pretty fucking sick chapter. I loved seeing. I don't know. Asami is just such a fucking G, dude. Like, this guy doesn't give any fucks for real. Like, his hands are completely fucking busted, fingers are gone, and he still puts up the fucking dukes. This guy is the realest motherfucker in this series so far.
Very Deku-esque, if I may. Deku used to do
yeah.
shit like this.
Well, kinda. I feel like he's way more gangster than.
No, I'm
than
saying because Deku used to like just put up his dukes with broken hands too.
Oh yeah, true. I'm really curious as to whether this kid went through the same procedure that the Kabunami put their like guys through, or if
I think he had to have, because this is the
or if
only.
he's just naturally like that. I feel like there could be a chance he's just naturally built different.
Nah, you had to do this thing. You had to get your organs swapped out, bro.
And the thing is, he did this shit for free. It looks like it seems like he's not going to be set for life after this.
He is not. So how bad could it be? Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, it's pretty wild. Pretty wild. But I don't have much else to say. This is just Kagurabachi is absolutely insane right now. I really hope that Asami doesn't die here, or Azami doesn't die here. It would be really sad if a character like him were to exit this early. But yeah, that's it. I don't have much else to say.
Oh boy. This chapter was peak, but One Piece was just like a slightly higher peak. But man, this would have been my favorite chapter if not for One Piece, because this was pretty fucking cool. I love the new objective. There's just so much shit going on, but I love that like this is a great way to keep the younger members of the Hishaku involved in a real way that makes them like really consequential, aside from being kind of just fodder for the most part. I don't know who it could be. My gut says, like, my first instinct is to say Collar Boy, like he's the guy, but I don't know. I feel like that's too easy because he's the only one who we don't really know anything about.
Are you
They
saying
zoomed
who?
in on somebody.
Yeah, it's the kid with the
It's
kid that he
probably the
said,
kid, right?
yeah, the one that Yura said was the strongest of the Hishaku. I'm pretty sure it's him.
Yeah, and I think that's why I said that, because he matters the most, I guess, in the whole process.
My second guess is actually the girl, but those are my two guesses. I don't know. He could very well be the strongest guy in the Hishaku. We know it's not Haruto, whatever this guy's name, Hokuto,
Yeah.
because he's too reckless. He would just get himself killed. But yeah, I think it's either Collar Boy or the girl, but that's it. Those are all my. What do you guys think? You guys are both all in on strongest Hishaku boy?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's him because after it was stated, they cut to him directly. So has
Did
to
they?
be him.
The only reason it wouldn't be him is because that they're trying to like willingly mislead us, but it's so random.
Yeah.
Makes sense. He bigged him up. Why else would he big him up? Unless he's next, and because Yura's gonna die here.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of giving my thoughts right now too, I guess. But I don't know if you had more to say.
Those are really my thoughts. What did you think, Josh?
I'm just gonna continue off what I was saying, which is that like I think the fact that he mentioned that the kid is the strongest, it wasn't like in a way like a potential or who's the strongest right now. I think as far as like his role, although I mean the barrier is key, but all of them playing a key role right now, right? It's hard to argue. You know who's I don't know. I guess that is a huge sacrifice, and it is I would call them the strongest. If I knew they were sacrificing themselves just for the sake of the mission, like not like, oh, like you're risking your life. Like, no, you're gonna die for sure after this situation. You got. I would be telling them they're the strongest too. I would give them all the compliments. You know, anything. I would, anything to make sure they don't reconsider it.
Yeah. Hey,
You feel me?
I know. Don't get it too cold feet. You're the strongest guy we have. You're so cool. You're so dang cool.
Yeah. Lock in, bro. You inspire us.
You're the GOAT, bro. We fucking love you here at Hishaku Industries. You're the best. You've been Employee of the Month 17 months in a row.
Right. But I don't really have any more thoughts. I really enjoyed listening to what you guys had to say.
Hell yeah. Any thoughts, Brian? Any other?
Nope,
final?
that's all.
Hell yeah. So
No rebuttals.
Buttles. Let's move onward. Dandadan. With that, I'm gonna pass this one over to Brian.
All right, we pick up where we left off last chapter with Okarun ready to go out there and get his girl. As he's kind of walking down the hallway, has a hand on his glasses, thinking of a Momo. He steps in front of the classroom and he sees that she's having a great time hanging out with her good old classmates. And he decides that wasn't a good time for him to step in and do whatever he had planned. As that kind of happens, we cut back to the rest of the squad kind of, interacting with each other. Christian's Lord and Savior.
The fucking GOAT himself.
He appears this chapter. And we see that throughout the day, Takakura is kind of just...
Brian, I'm just going to stop you right now because you failed to mention that Kinta Naruto ran away while yelling Galewin Albert away.
Yes.
What does that mean?
That is true.
I don't know, but it's amazing.
Maybe it's a reference to some show or something. He's a weeb after all. But throughout the day, we see Okarun. No, it's not a League of Legends reference. I would have noticed. But we see Okarun kind of peeking around corners, keeping an eye on Momo, waiting for the perfect opportunity. But the chance just doesn't show up. So he's just kind of deflated on a bench, just looking up at the sky, hating on himself. And
yeah, full on self-building.
And he thinks back to Momo kind of not recognizing who he is, and he goes on to say that it broke his heart, and he wants to speak to her, but if she looked at him the way that she did with those eyes, that he wouldn't be able to work up the courage. So he gets up and kind of ruffling his hair, trying to get himself back together. And we see Momo walking with her friends again, and they kind of notice each other, but Okarun hides immediately. And we cut back to him kind of walking down the hallway, pissed off at himself. And he sees Momo again, and this time she's alone. So as he kind of approaches to try to talk to her like normal, he turns the corner, and there Momo is. And it is apparent that she noticed every time Okarun was tailing her the entire day. And she's just kind of going, "You got something to say to me? Then say it." And Okarun kind of acting like nothing's going on. He's just like, "Oh yeah, I guess we just happen to be going the same direction." And she goes, "It's an emergency exit and a dead end. What could you possibly need to do over there?" And then he just starts walking away. He goes,
Gross.
didn't get enough sleep, huh? Took a wrong turn. Such a goofball.
Psycho behavior.
And she kind of keeps hounding him. She just keeps going, "Hey, look at me!" And Okaroon points to the side and says, "Oh, look, a space alien!" And then he just starts running away. And she's like, "You fool! You can't fool me! Damn it! Now look at me!" And she's just trying to get him to look at her, but she notices that he is crying. And she says, "Oh, sorry, I went too far. I hurt you so bad. Are you okay? I hurt you so bad you cried." And he's like, "No, I wasn't crying at all." And it turns out that even though Momo can't remember Okaroon, it seems as though when she saw him, she felt an instance of relief. It seems as though even though she can't remember him, there is some type of thing that is still keeping them together. And she kind of just wonders whether they were really good friends, but that's like, she thought that it was probably because they were really good friends, but it might be different than what she originally thought. And we see that Okaroon's kind of going, he goes, "Don't talk to me. In order to become a good friend, I'll make the effort. Do you understand? Please don't forget this time." As he's crying and, holding his heart, Momo turns him around and says, "Look me straight in the eye." And as she's looking at him, Okaroon is looking away. She goes, "You averted your eyes, damn it." And he goes, I can't just do it on demand like that." And that's where the chapter ends. Josh, what are your thoughts?
Okaroon is a soft guy. Like soft serve.
Soft serve.
You know what I mean? Miss Cone. Vanilla cone. That's what I think about sometimes when it comes to Okaroon without these speed granny turbo powers. But we have something more serious to address, in all honesty. I watched a video the other day, and a lot of people was talking about what series can you not get into. And obviously, I know what I'm about to say since I'm bringing it up now. A lot of people said Dandadan. And a lot of people said they couldn't get past that first episode. They couldn't get past the SA. So I have mixed feelings about it as well. Clearly, I kept reading the series anyway because I seen it was more than just that weirdo shit that was going on in the beginning. But I would just say that if I went up to one of those people and was like, "Listen, like, you could read the most recent chapter of Dandadan. It's not even like that, yo. Not even barely, And what they would see is Okaroon stalking Momo-chan. Momo Miss Ayase. Yo. And I mean, sure, context, yeah, but man, it's rough. Ayase's had it rough for a lot of the series, hasn't she? She's gone through a lot.
Yeah.
And this is just another one of those things. But I guess that aside, I actually really like that Okaroon made a point to say, like, nah, like, I want to be the one, like, that goes out my way to, say hi to, because I think it's because, part of it is because she used to do it with him so much, and he wants to kind of be there for her in a way, without her having to, like, feel awkward about going out of her way to reach out to people she doesn't recognize. So I thought that was genuinely really sweet. And that's part of the reason I love their dynamic so much. It's very genuine, no matter how, grotesque it may seem from the outside. I'm joking. It doesn't seem grotesque. It was just the Serpo aliens doing weird shit.
Yeah, the
But
Serpo
you know what?
aliens
I
are just
thought the
obsessed.
Serpoians were fucking. I thought they were hilarious, though, bro. I didn't take them serious at all. I could have went without, you know, some of the stuff, but whatever.
Yeah, Dandadan's a hard one to.
Yeah, it is. It's a mixed bag, but I love it no matter what.
Especially the
not
new
no matter
anime.
what, but I still love it.
Especially the new anime
Yeah,
watcher.
Yeah. It's a tough sell past that first episode. But anyway, Chris, what were your thoughts?
I really like this chapter a lot. I think to address like people's, I guess, hesitancy with Dandadan. I think these kind of topics are always like very. It's a fine line. It's really a tightrope act. What I do appreciate about Dandadan is never like really fan servicey ever. It is a theme of the story that I've heard a lot of people talk about how what the Serpoians represented in the beginning, where it's just like creeps in Japan, like actual like creepy older businessmen that would act like fucking weirdos, and it was like a depiction of that.
Banana organ.
Yeah, banana organ, but that's why they all look like businessmen. They all have like ties and shit, and they're just like weirdo dudes. I think that like the intentions are good in Dandadan, even though it deals with like subject matter that is like kind of mature, because I never felt like, it was done like a lot of shonen manga would probably do it, with like a lot of like fetishization and just like really like actual overt like sexuality in it. And I think that's like the fine line that Dandadan walks, and that's why it was successful and it managed to stick around. To those who haven't read it, I would say that like it does get less suggestive over time. It doesn't happen as often. It doesn't happen at all, actually, at this point. I don't remember if anything was as crazy since like the Loch Ness monster thing. I think after that, it really calms down a little bit.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to this chapter. I really like this chapter. I think this is why you read Dandadan in a sense. The core of the story is the romance between Momo and Okarun, and I always felt like their dynamic was very genuine and very real. And God damn it, I'm not gonna lie, I got some tears swelling up when I was reading this on the train, like towards the end,
Oh,
because this is a beautiful moment. It's a little nice thing for Okarun. It's a nice step in character development, and it's very relatable. It's just like a guy who's like coming out of his shell, and always remembering that it was always Momo initiating things, and just like being the person who was put forward, and Okarun making an effort to be more forthright, and just like taking charge is a very important step for him as a guy who was so recluse at the beginning of the series. There's just something like innately genuine about these two in a very real way. They just feel like real people a lot of the time. Among the backdrop of a crazy ghost and alien story, there's this like genuine core that is these two's dynamic, and it's really like the fuel behind the fire here. Also, Quinta was in this chapter, so it was goated from the start.
hell yeah.
But those were all my thoughts. Brian, what did you think?
Yeah, this chapter was very like heartwarming. I really love to see Okarun kind of trying to be like more forward and trying to be like be something for Momo. The same thing that she was for him. It was so cute. It was such a cute little story, like Dandadan always does this, like, young love kind of story very well. And I feel like this is the most natural kind of romance in, like, I've seen in a bit in manga, where it's not forced. It's not like, oh my God, just get together already type shit, where like it's two characters that are growing as people individually throughout the story. And it's fun to see. It's fun to see them grow together as people and stuff. So yeah, great chapter. I still don't know if I'm sold on the whole amnesia thing, but we wouldn't have it if we didn't have this moment. Like, we wouldn't have it if we wouldn't have this moment if it wasn't for the amnesia. So I guess that's the only time you could give it credit. But aside from that, I don't have much else to say.
Pop quiz.
Whoa.
Pop quiz for Mr. Armaldo. What does amnesia do in the Pokemon game?
Who's Armaldo? Oh, Brian is.
I'm Armaldo. It doesn't it boost your special defense and special attack? Am I tripping?
It does, but not when you have to look it up on Google.
I didn't look it up. That
Wait,
was off
why
the
does
dome.
that help you? Why does amnesia help you do that?
I don't know. It's like a cloud comes up and there's a question mark or some shit.
You know, if you were to ask me, I would have gotten it wrong. I would have said it was an attack that like makes a Pokemon forget their attack for the whole battle. So like their PP goes down to 0. And you can't use like you can't no not their own. Like you would shoot a beam at a Pokemon and it would make them unable to use one of their attacks.
That's pretty dope, actually.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
That's what I thought amnesia was. Why does amnesia give you? Why does amnesia give you a special attack boost?
The world may never know.
Yeah. Were those all your thoughts, Brian?
Yeah. What do you think, Chris?
I had a thought, but I forgot about it because I was thinking about amnesia.
Oh my God, what a silly goose this guy is.
Oh, I remember.
Can we all agree?
Speaking of amnesia, no, I think like this is a good justification for the amnesia subplot. I think it just creates a new dynamic for Okarun and Momo, and like Okarun says, it's an opportunity for him to be more forthright and kind of doing kind of an alternate take on their relationship if Okarun was more forward and if he was the guy taking charge instead of Momo. So I think it's interesting. You know, I could tolerate the amnesia subplot for that. Not that I ever thought that, you know, I ever hated it. I was like, I'm sure this creator can like figure out how to make it work in a unique way. And I think he kind of did. I'll have to see how he executes it later. But I wasn't always angry at the subplot, but I figured this is a good use for it, I think. But anyway, all right. Was that everybody's thoughts for Dandadan?
Yes, sir.
All righty then. Let's end the show, actually. I forgot that has been Dandadan. That has been our show. Thank you guys so much for listening. As per usual, you can find me at the Chris Aspinall on Twitter and Instagram. Josh is at JDCole_37 on Instagram, at New Jump City Josh on Twitter. Brian can be reached at b.esp on Twitter and Instagram. Email the show at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com, and we will answer any questions on our pre-show chat show. We didn't do one this week, but we will do one next week probably. So send your questions in. I still have maybe 3 episodes I need to upload, so those will be coming very soon. I've been behind on a lot of things. I've been trying to manage my time, so bear with me a little bit, but they will be coming. Subscribe to the podcast if you liked it. Like, share, subscribe it. We're pretty much everywhere you listen to podcasts, which is Spotify, Apple. We are on YouTube, of course. Find us, Google us. We're anywhere you listen to podcasts. And yeah, that's it. We will see you guys next week. Stay safe, New Jump citizens.
Bye.